Good evening, everyone. Today's training, I'm going to be conducting this presentation, this YouTube presentation for SATC 230, Drug Abuse in the Industry. This assignment is to identify, it's for supervisor training, to be able to identify when you have suspicion that an employee, under the DOT regulations, that an employee may be using drugs or alcohol. So we're going to get to it here. Going to jump right in. Train the trainer identifying substance and alcohol abuse. Supervisor training on signs and symptoms of possible drug and alcohol abuse. The reg that I pulled it from was Title 49, which is the transportation in the CFR. Part 199, drug and alcohol testing. Subpart C is the alcohol and misuse prevention program, and 199.241 is the training for supervisors, and it states this: each operator shall ensure that persons designated to determine whether reasonable suspicion exists to require a covered employee to undergo alcohol testing under 199.225B receive at least 60 minutes of training on the physical, behavioral, speech, and performance indicators of probable alcohol misuse. This is the alcohol side of it. The other reg that we were given in our module assignment is the one for the substance abuse. So I just put this one in there to kind of give you an awareness of why this training is needed. It spells it out in the reg. It's an actual requirement for supervisors to have this training to identify these factors. So moving forward, DOT drug test must only test for the following 5 drugs or classes of drugs. The 5 classes are marijuana metabolites, cocaine metabolites, amphetamines, opioids, and phencyclidine, PCP. This training will go into the physical indicators, behavioral indicators, speech indicators, and performance indicators of each of these. And we will also cover alcohol along with these 5 drug classes. So the first one that we're going to cover is alcohol. Physical indicators, the smell. Not only alcohol, but also mouthwash in an attempt to cover up that alcohol smell. Want to be looking out for that. A staggering walk, lack of coordination. Behavioral indicators are exaggerated behavior, avoidance, a dulled mental process, speech patterns, slurred speech, performance indicators, late, out sick a lot more than normal for that employee, take sudden vacations, or if you hear of them having marital or financial problems, things along those lines. Moving forward, you're going to see a lot of different drug classes will have some of the same indicators. Those drugs may have some of the same impacts. For example, like an upper, a cocaine or an amphetamine may make that person talkative, whereas an alcohol or a downer, a painkiller, you may see slurred speech. You know, it may be a common indicator. So really know your drug, know what are the signs and symptoms of that particular drug if you do suspect an employee is using that drug and or alcohol. So marijuana is the next one we'll cover. The main ingredient is THC, common street name, because on every one I try to give a street name, something that it'll go by. This one is weed, obviously. Physical indicators are reddened eyes, often masked by eye drops, irritating cough, chronic sore throat, distinctive odor on the clothing. Behavioral indicators, lackadaisical, I don't care attitude, lack of motivation. Speech indicators, slowed speech. Performance indicators, work at theft from coworkers, just out of character stuff. Increased accidents, you may see some increased accidents with some marijuana use. and reduced productivity. Our next one is cocaine slash crack, coke, rock. Physical indicators are runny or irritated nose, dilated pupils, profuse sweating and dry mouth. Our behavioral indicators, difficulty in concentrating, never really, it's hard for them to focus. Hyper, irritable, paranoid, just all over the place. Speech indicators, a lot of talkativeness, really talkative. Performance indicators, extreme mood swings, create instability. So these extreme mood swings they go through just creates a real unstable person. Lapse in attention, it's going to increase the potential for accidents. Amphetamines is the next category. Some people refer to it as speed. Different types of amphetamines, but physical indicators, dilated pupils again, profuse sweating, rapid respiration. Our behavioral indicators, false sense of alertness, hyperexcitability, restlessness. Speech indicators, talkativeness. Performance indicators, increased carelessness and attempt projects beyond their abilities. So the hangover crash that will ensue after this drug wears off, this can cause physical fatigue, real bad depression, and it'll make operating equipment and vehicles very dangerous. Opioids, heroin, painkillers, physical indicators, dilated pupils, loss of coordination, loss of balance. Behavioral indicators, mood changes, tiredness. Speech indicators is a slurred speech, and performance indicators is major absenteeism, reduced productivity, impaired mental functioning, and alertness on the job, possibly causing accidents to occur. Hallucinogens, PCP, angel dust. The physical indicators are dilated pupils, muscle rigidity, loss of balance. Our behavior indicator, bizarre behavior. This one, when I researched this for this training, I was just shocked when I read this, but such as trying to fly and possibly attacking fellow co-workers. So their brain and their mind is just totally out of it. They're in another world. Speech indicators, agitation, confusion, and performance indicators, illusions of invincibility. Make a user take reckless risk in the workplace, leading to accidents, and sudden dramatic change in personality and work ethic. The next slide was just it's a kind of a wrap up I do after all our trainings. It's questions, comments, feedback. I believe when you're doing a training for supervision for employees, it doesn't matter what group you're training. I believe getting feedback and improving that training and adding stuff that's relevant and useful to the people that you're giving the training to goes a long way. So at this point, I would take questions, comments, and feedback. And if I didn't have the answers that they were looking for, I would research them, use my co-workers to provide some type of feedback to those individuals. So this is the end of the training. I covered the 5 types, 5 classes, and the behavioral, physical indicators, the speech indicators, and the performance indicators on each of those 5 classes, plus the alcohol. So today's training session has ended. Everyone, I'd like to wish you a good day.